I need to get help for my friend that's missing. I don't know how to put into words, but I know she's in very grave danger right now.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Spoke with Gretchen today.
You spoke with Gretchen today?
Yeah. Gretchen is receiving treatment for the COVID virus.
Put your hands up!
Last I heard, she was in a CDC facility getting treatment for coronavirus.
Gretchen Anthony was born in Doylestown, Pennsylvania, a twin alongside her brother Jeffrey. She grew up mostly in New Jersey, went to fashion school in New York, and eventually became a school teacher. In 2006, she made the move down to Florida, settling in the Jupiter area. She spent about 8 years teaching at private schools in Palm Beach County before switching careers entirely, taking a job as an HR manager at an electrical contracting company called Viking Utility. It suited her. She was outgoing, confident, the kind of person who made friends everywhere she went, and she built real relationships with the people she worked with, especially her boss, Don Paris, who became one of her closest friends. Her first marriage was to a man named Jeff Dreyer, and together they had a daughter, Ava. That marriage ended, but the two stayed close for their daughter's sake and shared custody. Around 2014, Gretchen met a personal trainer at her gym, David Anthony, 6'7", athletic, soft-spoken. He proposed that December, and they married in a small Las Vegas chapel in March 2015. The first couple of years looked happy, but underneath it, David was struggling. His family believed he had an untreated bipolar disorder, with mood swings that could turn a good day frightening without warning. David Anthony idolized Kobe Bryant, put him up there with superheroes like Thor, and years earlier had even named his husky after him. So when Bryant died in a helicopter crash on January 26, 2020, along with his daughter and 7 others, it hit David hard. He was leading a class at Orange Theory and Stewart when he broke down, sobbing, wailing, giving what people there called sermons about Bryant in front of clients who'd just come in to work out. When a manager tried to send him home, he refused to leave. When Kobe Bryant passed away, something happened. His boss, Tabitha Hopkins, later said, "You would have thought he and Kobe Bryant were best friends." He was traumatized by it. Gretchen started confiding in Dawn that things weren't right. On Christmas Eve 2019, she found her own wedding ring, passport, license, and cash all bundled together in David's backpack, as if he were preparing to disappear, or take something of hers with him. She told Dawn she was afraid of her own husband. By year's end, she'd changed the locks and moved him out. On February 28, 2020, she filed for divorce. David didn't take it well. People who crossed his path in the weeks after described someone spiraling, erratic, desperate, at one point showing up at Gretchen's door in the middle of the night, ranting about Costa Rica and the end of the world. Gretchen, meanwhile, kept living her life, working, posting online, moving forward. Through early March 2020, Gretchen's Facebook looked like it always did. Everyday moments, everyday thoughts. On March 19th, 2 days before everything changed, she posted something about finding peace amid chaos. Nothing about it read like a warning. That same week, the real world tipped into chaos of its own. COVID-19.
The breaking news, stay at home. That is the order tonight from 4 state governors as the coronavirus pandemic spreads. New York,
Good afternoon. Let's go
California,
straight
Illinois.
to the Rose Garden. President Trump about to hold a news conference on the coronavirus.
Shutting down schools, emptying shelves, scaring everyone. And that week, Gretchen went silent. No more posts, no more replies. Then texts started going out from her phone to her boss, her sister, her mother, her ex-husband, saying she'd caught the virus, was hospitalized, and would be out of touch a while. Nobody thought much of it. It was March 2020. Everybody was scared of the same thing, except one person wasn't buying it. Don Paris gets the first message. 102-degree fever, positive test, being moved for treatment. Dawn writes back fast. Is she okay? Does she need anything? Can Dawn call the room or speak to a nurse? The answers that come back are vague and evasive. No room number, no callback, just reassurance. The replies keep shifting. A regular hospital, then a CDC facility, Then some rare condition doctors are suddenly fixated on. Gretchen says she can only be reached through her mother now for safety. None of it sounds like her. Jeff Dreyer gets his own version. Gretchen's now in a medically induced coma. He doesn't buy it either. The grammar and shorthand in the text don't match how she writes at all. It reads like somebody else entirely. Jeff drives to Jupiter Medical Center, the hospital named in the texts. In the parking lot, he finds something that stops him cold. Gretchen's blue Mini Cooper, sitting exactly where she would have parked it, her purse still visible on the passenger side floor. Inside, staff tell him something that doesn't match anything he's been told for 2 days straight. Gretchen Anthony hasn't been a patient there since 2008. Dawn and Jeff go to the police. A missing person report is filed. Nobody has actually heard Gretchen's voice or seen her in days. Just a phone, sending messages, feeding a story that keeps getting stranger. Officers head to Gretchen's townhome. Before they reach the door, a neighbor flags them down. Is this about the attack? On the morning of Saturday, March 21st, around 6 a.m., she heard a woman screaming on and off for about 15 minutes.
I heard a really serious woman scream, like just screaming, like she was being attacked. But then I heard her scream, no. And then I heard something about it hurts, stop it. The scream was really serious.
15 minutes of screaming, and she never called it in. Another neighbor heard it too and noticed something else that stuck with him. A black pickup truck he recognized, parked out front with its bed loaded up and covered with a tarp. Neither of them picked up the phone. As one detective would later put it, some people are just apprehensive about calling the police, even when what they're hearing sounds like somebody in real trouble. Officers go inside. What they find doesn't look like a woman recovering from a virus, and it doesn't look like a woman who packed a bag and left on her own. A shattered picture frame near the stairs. Blood droplets on the comforter in the master bedroom. Blood-stained towels stuffed inside the washing machine. Faint bleach footprints across the garage floor like somebody scrubbed it down in a hurry and didn't quite get everything. And the security cameras Gretchen had installed for her own safety? Gone, torn straight off the wall. This isn't a missing person case anymore. It's a crime scene. Detectives turn to the obvious place, the marriage and the divorce that hadn't yet gone through. What they find is that David was already on law enforcement's radar less than a week before Gretchen vanished.
Police say Gretchen Anthony was last seen here at her Jupiter home March 20th. Police say they found blood inside the home, but so far there's no trace of Gretchen.
It's a shock. I mean, it's a really quiet neighborhood here. A lot of families live here.
This is very shocking. We're in a very safe, quiet neighborhood, and nothing like this ever happens here.
Police found what appeared to be large bleach stains on the floor of the garage leading out toward the driveway. Even now you can see white stains on the cement by the garage door. Police also found red-stained towels in the washing machine, broken glass, and blood stains in the master bedroom.
The CCTV from the outside of the hospital captured David, but Gretchen was not with him. On March 15th, a Riviera Beach officer spotted him pacing outside a shopping center, sweaty and on edge, approaching a group of teenage girls, his license plate partly blacked out with tape. When the officer moved in, David reached under his seat, forcing the officer to draw his weapon, then jumped back in his truck and slammed the door on the officer's arm, repeatedly. He was charged with resisting arrest with violence, jailed briefly, and released on a $3,000 bond just days before Gretchen was last seen.
Turn around!
Get out! Now! Get out!
Get him! I got him at gunpoint.
Get out of the car!
All right. What's he got? What's he got in his hand?
Drop it! Drop it! Whatever it is, drop it! Sir! Flat on your face, down like an airplane! Hand down like an airplane! Flat down! Stop resisting me!
Bring your other hand back.
Okay, sir. Yes. I'll do everything you say.
I'll
do whatever you say. I'll do whatever you say. I'll do whatever you say.
Oh man, he smacked my arm.
He's good.
I'm sorry.
I just grabbed him so hard because he was reaching for something. I literally had to body slam myself in your car to drag you out.
I'm sorry, you guys scared me, that's all. I was scared you guys were gonna get, that I was gonna run, so then I turned on, but he was hot, so I...
Barred as a condition of release from even leaving the county. Detectives reach out to David. He's easy to find and happy to talk. He tells them he already knows exactly where Gretchen is. David tells lead detective Jared Kennerson that Gretchen is fine. She doesn't want to talk to police herself, he says, but she gave him a statement to pass along.
Yep, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Spoke with Gretchen today.
You spoke with Gretchen today?
Yeah. Gretchen is receiving treatment for the COVID virus.
According to it, Gretchen uncovered financial wrongdoing at her job and got scared. Scared of people at work and, oddly, of her ex-husband too. That's why she disappeared, he says. It's a strange story, and detectives don't fully buy it. And they've noticed something else. David isn't in Jupiter anymore, or even Florida. Cell pings show him moving fast and far. Pensacola, then Texas, then New Mexico. A man claiming his wife is alive and well is driving cross-country alone, her dog riding shotgun. While David reassures detectives by phone, they're building a very different picture from security footage. Working backward from his cell pings, they pull video from every stop along his route. Jewelry stores near home, then further out toward Pensacola. David walking in each time to sell women's jewelry. One shop owner remembers him explaining the pieces belonged to a relative who just died of COVID-19. Store after store, same story. Gretchen never appears in a single frame. Cell tower data shows something stranger still. Her phone is moving right alongside his through Pensacola across the Texas line. Wherever it is, detectives suspect it isn't in her hands.
Put your hands up! Last I heard, she was in a CDC facility getting treatment for coronavirus.
David isn't just running. He's leaving a trail a mile wide. Detectives get a warrant and with New Mexico police stop David's truck outside Las Cruces. Inside, 2 Amazon Echo devices, Gretchen's phone and security cameras bolted straight off Gretchen's garage in Lanai. They seize the truck but let David walk. For now. The cameras go back to Florida and detectives start working with the manufacturer to see if any footage survived in the cloud. It has. The footage is from the early morning of March 21st, days before anyone even realized Gretchen was missing. It shows David on the back lanai around 6 a.m., holding something long in his hands. 6 minutes later, Gretchen walks in through the garage door, unaware he's there, asking what he's doing. The video shows him forcing her inside. She's screaming. First at the Amazon Echo to turn on the light, then begging it to call 911 3 times, her voice fainter each time. Then a thud. Then nothing from her at all. The final shots show David alone, pulling on gloves, pacing, ripping the cameras off the wall with Gretchen's body visible on the ground behind him. There's no ambiguity left. Detectives get a warrant for David's arrest, and the case flips from a missing person search into a homicide investigation. Jupiter detectives Jared Kennerson and Kelly Sanders now have a warrant and a 2,000-mile problem. David keeps handing them the solution, still emailing Kennerson, pestering him about his impounded truck, each message narrowing down where in Las Cruces he's holed up. New Mexico police run down the leads in real time. Just before midnight on March 31st, 2020, officers spot David outside a convenience store in Las Cruces, walking his dog Kobe like it's any other night. They move in and take him into custody.
Who are you? My name is Jared Kennerson. I'm a detective with the Jupiter Police Department. There's a warrant for your arrest, and I'm going to explain that when we get back to that. Excuse me? What? Homicide.
For who?
Who do you think?
That's why I asked the question.
We'll talk about it at headquarters, okay? Okay. All right.
Back in Florida, police wake Jeff Dreyer in the middle of the night and ask him to wake Ava. With her father's permission, the 12-year-old records a message for David. "Where's my mom? I love you. I'm scared." Detectives play it for him in the interrogation room.
You see that little girl right there? I want you to look at her.
I love her.
Look at her. I know you do.
You know,
Look at her real good.
I was the one who taught her how to ride a bicycle. And use her awareness.
Awesome. Yep, and that's awesome.
Then do what's right for her.
I would never hurt her.
Well, you're hurting her indirectly by not letting us know where her mom is.
You have to ask her.
We can't ask her. She's dead.
She's dead.
Her mother's still alive. That's what she is telling you.
Alive.
They tell him they have him on camera ambushing Gretchen. He insists, by one count, 35 separate times, that she's still alive.
We have obtained a warrant for your arrest for murder. Okay?
She's alive.
She was traveling with me up until El Paso. We were driving separate vehicles, so she bolted.
There was no record of her being at any hospital for COVID-19.
Okay.
Zero record.
Doesn't mean anything.
You have her phone. You sent the text messages. You planted her car at Jupiter Medical Center because you're on video doing it.
We have all that information.
She had me do it.
Kennison was losing his patience with him and his obscene lies.
Put your hand over her mouth and dragged her into the garage.
It's on video, David.
She's still alive. Gretchen's alive, I told you that. She's still alive.
On everything else, he says nothing. Extradited to Jupiter in May 2020, David faces charges eventually upgraded to first-degree murder and kidnapping. For 8 months, he won't say what happened to Gretchen or where she is. Her family waits, unable to grieve, unable to bury her, unable to do anything else. In December 2020, he takes a deal. Guilty to second-degree murder, 38 years, contingent on leading investigators to her remains. No body, no deal.
Next tonight, the husband facing murder charges, accused of killing his wife. Police now investigating texts sent from her phone saying she had an extreme case of COVID-19.
Troubling details tonight in the disappearance of Florida mom Gretchen Anthony.
She was a wonderful person that didn't deserve any of this.
The 51-year-old last seen in late March. Her estranged husband David Anthony now charged with murder and kidnapping. According to this police affidavit, friends and relatives then received suspicious emails and texts from Gretchen's phone days later saying she was at Jupiter Medical Center with an acute case of COVID-19 and on a ventilator.
At this point, everyone's saying, well, this is really strange, you know? So they called the police. Things didn't look right.
Authorities say security footage from her townhouse garage also captured a tall male who looks directly at a camera and pulls it down. That man identified by a witness as David Anthony.
And Tom, David Anthony was tracked down in New Mexico. He was extradited to Florida on Thursday to face charges.
The man police say kidnapped and killed his wife in Jupiter before he was arrested in Mexico, or New Mexico, appeared in court today. Police are still searching for her body as new strange details are released. The man.
Hours after he signs it, police find her. A wooded area off Bush Road, behind a Walmart, 3 miles from her own home, wrapped in a blanket, stabbed multiple times in the neck and torso. 9 months after she disappeared, Gretchen finally comes home. On January 14th, 2021, David stands before a Palm Beach County courtroom. Gretchen's sister, Sarah Carey, is the only family member who speaks. She refuses to say his name, telling him the universe won't forgive him, and neither will she.
My name is Sarah Carey, and I am Gretchen's sister. It is important to me and my family that I stand here today, as hard as this is, and give my sister Gretchen a voice. Gretchen was absolutely a beautiful person with the biggest heart. She cared deeply for her daughter, family, and friends, and would do anything for them. The biggest joy in her life was her daughter, Ava. She always spoke proudly of Ava and every one of her accomplishments, no matter how big or small. Our hearts are forever broken.
Prosecutors and police here in Jupiter made it very clear they made this plea deal for Gretchen Anthony's family. They say they very much wanted a life sentence for David Anthony, but finding Gretchen's body was more important.
This morning, a court hearing was conducted for David Anthony, and a plea was agreed upon in exchange for the information regarding the whereabouts of the remains of Gretchen Anthony. All day, investigators have been searching in the area of Bush Road and Indiantown Road. At approximately 3:30 p.m., investigators located what is believed to be Gretchen Anthony.
The discovery was made in a small area just off of Bush Road in Jupiter, just south of Indiantown Road. And it comes exactly 9 months from the day Gretchen Anthony disappeared.
It is never ideal to have someone who commits a crime like this get anything less than life, but this is what the family wanted to provide closure. This is an element of justice, and I just want to praise law enforcement for working so hard to come to this day. May God bless the family of Gretchen Anthony, and may the people of this community know that we live in a safe community, This is an unusual incident that was a domestic-related incident. This is not a random act of violence. And I can assure the people of Palm Beach County that our community will continue to be safe with Jupiter PD on the job. So thank you.
Sentence you to serve 38 years in the Department of Corrections, in other words, in a Florida prison.
David Anthony was sentenced to 38 years in prison.
David never explains what happened in that garage, or why he spent days afterward faking a quarantine. Instead, he talks about the pandemic, about mistaking it for the end of the world. Near the end, reading from a piece of paper, he asks whether there's anything he could say to comfort a girl who's lost her mother. Someone in the gallery answers before he finishes the thought, "No."
Comfort a girl. Is there anything I can say that will comfort a girl who's lost a mother? Are there any words that will ease the burden of a mother who's lost a daughter? No. How do I offer anything of value to a sister and brother who's lost a sister, friends who've lost a friend? I've created irreparable damage in the worlds of people who love me. Gretchen loved me, Ava loved me, and Gretchen's family loved me. I disgrace my family. I'm hated by some beyond words, and I brought shame upon my name. Some would call for my death, and I can't offer any reasonable argument against that sentiment. All I can offer is acknowledgement of my actions and a prayer of forgiveness for my loss of self-control and for allowing my paranoia, greed, and addiction to drive this heinous act. Men live by their illusions, and my illusions saw the COVID pandemic as an end-of-the-world prophecy, an Armageddon that I felt compelled to escape no matter the cost. Gretchen was beautiful. She was kind. She was smart. She was giving. And she loved with her whole heart. Gretchen tried to be my friend. She tried to be my wife. She was someone who brought light into this dark world.
He's sentenced to 38 years. He'll be 81 before he's eligible for release in 2058. Years later, reached through the prison email system, David tells a reporter he's come to see his sentence as a kind of spiritual reckoning, and that he hopes Gretchen's family will someday forgive him. They've made clear they have no interest in that. What stays with the people who knew Gretchen is how close the story almost held. If Dawn hadn't pushed for real answers, if Jeff hadn't driven to that hospital, if a neighbor hadn't mentioned the screaming, David's version of events might have bought him a lot more time than it did. It just didn't buy him enough.